I had a chance to have a lunch with Tamar today, and she is interested in exploring some of the European Union's own approach to exercising of resilience throughout the COVID-19, but also malign interference, malign influence coming from the outside towards the European Union, towards the European institution. In a nutshell, Tamar, I would love to ask, what's resilience to you, and how do you think resilience was effective or less effective when it comes to European Union's own defense towards malign influence?
Yes, thank you. I can say that with the conclusions European Parliament just published a week ago, after 1 year of deliberation in the special committee on foreign interference in the European Union and its democratic processes, the conclusion, I very much agree. The conclusion is that the European Union is lacking, coherent approach and multi-sectorial approach or strategy to be resilient and to fight back when it comes to the foreign interference. And European Union is aware, the European Parliament is aware about all the challenges we face, and that's why during the pandemic, in the autumn of 2020, European Parliament created a special committee, Parliamentary Committee on Foreign Interference, and this committee worked for 1 year, and just a weeks ago finalized its comprehensive report that will be adopted. It's already adopted by the committee, but will be adopted now by the European Parliament as a resolution. And this resolution is quite comprehensive, and the conclusion is that European Union has many policies, many policy tools, but it lacks a comprehensive approach to be resilient. And then this committee organized many hearings with the experts on different domain, and found that, for example, we have many problems and weaknesses. For example, for the online platforms, that you see that online platforms are the main tool that Russia or China or other foreign powers they use to influence societies in the European Union. We found that, for example, when it comes to English language content, then online platforms like Facebook, like YouTube and others, they know how to fight, how to delete or how to block. But when it comes on the same content in French, in German, in Romanian, or even in Bulgarian, then online platforms are not so effective, and it takes lots of time to realize that there is a disinformation action. When it comes to the political party financing, we have a huge problem. We know not only political parties present at the European Parliament, but also political parties on the national level. You have 27 member states, and then you have lots of political parties in all countries. Then you see how, for example, Russia finances extreme right parties, or even historically linked extreme left parties. And sometimes and very often it is legal. The ways Russia uses, for example, to finance the parties, these are legal ways. Then we also found that we have a huge problem on university financing. and also cultural or cultural centers that Russia opens or even China opens in the European Union countries. We have many universities that are controlled now by Russia or its enterprises. We have also European Union elite, former ministers or former prime ministers who now work for the Russian corporations, and the European Union has, regulation that regulates, for example, for the high-ranking officials, ethic behavior. For example, if you leave commissioner post, then you have 2 years to not to work for the private sector or for the other companies. But we lack a comprehensive approach. All the existing regulations are not adapted with today's challenges. So what I wanted to conclude also is that, for example, with the hearings we organized, we found that in the very last years, Russia and China spent $300 million to interfere in the electoral processes in the European Union. And this is what we could count. I mean, it is maybe very, very small part of the interference. But for us, it is important now that the European Union makes new regulations. For example, updates its regulation on political party financing, but creates a new regulation about protection of strategic and critical infrastructure. And in that category, we don't only put, energetical infrastructure, but also media, also education sector, for example, universities and other, strategic sectors. And we also very much insist on electoral infrastructure.
Thank you. Tying to the European